So this is day 24, and realize it, like, I'm struggling because I've been pulling myself out. Like, so this process has been pulling myself out of a clinical depression, like the other end of it. So the last 2.5 years, like, I was in a clinical depression, and that in the depression, my weight wasn't a factor or a thing, which ironically though in my life was. And that's where, as I come out of that, it cycled me back to that and recognizing it. So look through back at, old even pictures I have of when I was measuring my weight and then freaking out, right? Like, one time in the depression, right, my weight was less and that was not an issue. Now I see, whoa, like, it's putting things in perspective and learning not to spin out and different things, because that's where it's this, right? This is the issue. And this is the issue that affects the physical, no matter what, on every level, like the physical thing. So as I had, issues come up that are, that sent me to the hospital, and the different things I'm experiencing that I've had no control over, that's been affecting my mental state, which obviously it's that cycle. But how I talk to myself in this process is having an effect on my body and the different things, and pulling myself out of it and like counseling myself in this experience. And it's been difficult. And I say that because, I've had to find really online, like the videos, the things, the stuff where my attention's going, what I'm listening to, what I'm paying attention to, being aware of that. And I say online because the videos I'm choosing to watch and what I'm choosing to put in my head to create story versus the help that didn't exist. So that my trust for people in positions of power to help is gone, right? Like I've completely gone, because I went to go get help for these things in my head, and I was further abused. So that is also played such a role, a heavy role, because, and I realized that the triggers of those people though in that, because when they were wrong about a lot of things that I had to prove to myself they were wrong, though that's been the process in this last 2.5 years, because it was like life, here's your diagnosis, here's your thing, but ironically it's like I wanted like a diagnosis and things and having to understand though that like so much of it's coming in here. And I'm saying that because I'm still, as I'm working through this, been realizing like I have to change in my structure, my schedule, my planning, how I'm keeping myself stuck, right? And having somebody to pull you out of that is so important, and that's what I want to be for other people. And throughout my life, I've been that. Throughout my life, I've been the person to pull people out of their being stuck, right? And you might be a person like that yourself, who's been that type of a person without even realizing it. So many people can be natural coaches, natural cheerleaders, that's what I would do for other people. And then the person I would shit on is myself. So I've had to really step back. Like I do that naturally all the time when people are in my presence. So much so that that's actually why I had to eliminate having people around me in my life until I could figure this out and go, you need to really because I've learned too giving, which stole all my energy, which ironically then crashed my body. And that's kind of the process that I've been in, so that when this comes out and this all goes, and I'm in a power position to be able to help people and go, yeah, I was there, I get it, I know. Overall, with everything, I've to help and to do the stuff, yes, I can do that. But I've said I have to be as authentic and strong as I can be. And right now, that's been the difficult process, is that I've stopped wanting to, as a people person, stopped wanting to interact with people. And I need to want to get that back, because that's where my sabotage comes from, is that the fear again of interacting with people. Even I can do it. That's the thing, I'm exceptional at it. So exceptional at it that it's why I then crash, because I give all of it away instead of taking it for me. And I'm learning, how can I take this back for me and not be obligated to do anything else or anything? What do I need first at the core, so I can build from that, and then I can give. and that imbalance. And as I've there's other things that I do and work on, that it's been behind the scenes, it's been my art and my creative healing for the overall world. I've had an unconventional way of doing things that I know has worked. It's also drained me in a completely different way, and I have to learn how to step back from that and focus like on myself and getting my core better. And that's the message I'm trying to teach, and I'm trying to talk to myself to get myself to do that, to understand it. That's the video. So most people don't watch, right? I don't understand like a full video, a full things. Nowadays everybody's attention's gone. That's why on social media or on TikTok or on things, you want to have like these ads and these things specific. And then when people become really interested or whatever it is, then they're interested in the stories and the stuff. And maybe one day it'll be that. Right now this isn't that. Right now this is me talking to myself, trying to take my own advice, trying to pull myself out of something when there was no help. Right, I went to go get help and there was no help, which pushed me back to the cycle of suicidal thoughts, which I fought my entire life. And it was the system that did that, the lack of help. The lack of help, and which was the core. We say people would think there's so much help, and I'm saying that it's the core of that is the lack of understanding. That's why somebody wants to really, the lack of understanding. But it's and pull it even deeper, the lack of understanding myself and the help that was needed to help understand myself. I realized when I looked at it was wrong. It was wrong because they don't know. They didn't know yet. But the problem is if I don't know that. So that's why you're going to have people in life that know and they're confident and they have great lives and they whatever things. But one day, the plans with all of this is for the doctors to recognize, and I say doctors because that's who is been in positions to help people, and they're walking around with this cocky, arrogant attitude that they know when they don't know, and they were a major part of why I wanted to kill myself, and I'm the one pulling myself out of that. And I also realized when I was interviewing people, when I was going through that process, that none of the patients are fully being honest, but these doctors are walking away thinking that they know. And a big reason I've been in this, and there's been in Canada in particular, they're not taking a single ounce of responsibility. In Canada, doctors can't lose their job, and I'm trying to pull myself out of something that's been so deep. And I'm just, the reason I was fortunate enough because I've had circumstances that like the financial and being able to take care of basic things. But that's running out, and that's their fault. And I say that's their fault because the pulling that depression, right? When I'm like, it's my responsibility with everything for myself, but recognizing I'm not going back. Like I had to recognize, right? Like it was all my fault. I thought that I was sexually abused. Like I actually believe that. Just like it was my fault. Like I'm believing I'm depressed. Like all of these things. No, it's actually the doctor's fault. It is the doctor's fault that I've been in this massive clinical depression. Like you shouldn't go to a hospital and have your life worse. Like severely so bad where a person can't pull themselves out of it. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I have to understand that that's been a major thing that's been playing on me. But what do I get focused on? My weight. And feeling sorry for myself because I don't look a certain way. That's been the cycle. When I was first diagnosed with multiple personalities, I was being sexually harassed and abused at work, which triggered my PTSD. But what I believed that to be true. Why? That was the issue. My multiple personalities and the disorder versus seeing the abuse. That's the exact problem. That's the problem. There was no responsibility taken from anybody for the actions they took. And I'm made to believe there's just something wrong with me. So the first step is recognizing, holy shit, no, that I'm actually, there's nothing actually wrong with me. There's something wrong with society and the way that these things are being treated, and recognizing that. And what's wrong with me is the fact that I'm buying into this bullshit. And then I'm focused on the things on my body, on the things that it's like, whatever. Like it could change your body, it could change your stuff. I'm under severe stress. Okay, how, Candace, can you focus on changing that severe stress? These are the things and the strategies, and this is how I have to change my brain to know to understand it. But I need to recognize, holy shit, I'm focused on the wrong things because these people keep giving me these fucking bullshit diagnoses. It takes me right back to the circle. They were wrong. That's where the strength comes from. I'd be dead. So I have to keep doing these things. Why? So I can save millions of lives that they ruined, and understand that. That's my purpose. That gives me strength. And maybe the weight's going to change here and there, and I'm going to be bloated, and I'm going to be this and that, right? And going, fuck. How many people are in worse situations, bad situations? Because that's what kept me going when I was a kid, was going, oh, well, it's not that, and minimizing myself. But it's like being this is where I'm really at. This is why I'm there. Understanding that, okay, what actions am I going to do to change it? But understanding they're the ones in the fucking wrong here. Narcissists. And the majority of doctors in the mental health field I've discovered are narcissists. And if they don't know that yet, then that's the problem. That is the problem. They're arrogant. I found, and I can say that because they ruined my life, and I witnessed them ruining other people's lives. When are they going to be accountable?